All right, let's just jump right in, shall we? We're about to unpack one of the biggest myths out there when it comes to work. And it really all boils down to this one simple but honestly game-changing idea. What if the key to getting more done has absolutely nothing to do with managing your time? I mean, you know this feeling, right? Your calendar is just a wall of meetings. You're jumping from one thing to the next. Emails are flying. But then the day ends. You lean back in your chair and you think, wow, what did I actually get done today? It's that classic busy trap, and man, is it draining. And that feeling, that's what leads us straight into what we can call the productivity trap. It's this idea that's been drilled into us that if we just work more hours, if we just grind a little harder, we'll get more out of it. But as we're about to see, that whole equation is just, well, it's broken. So this really breaks it down into two different ways of thinking. On one side, you've got the old school time mindset. This is all about the clock, counting hours, sticking to a rigid schedule, and just assuming that more is always better. But on the other side, you have the energy mindset. And this just flips the whole script. It's not about hours, it's about your natural cycles of energy. It's not about being rigid, it's about being flexible, and the goal isn't just more work, it's your best work. So if time isn't the currency we should be trading in, then what is? Let's talk about the real engine behind great, meaningful work. It's time to shift how we think about the currency of our workday. And here it is. This is the big, myth-busting statement at the heart of it all. Everything we've been told about cramming more into our days might just be missing the entire point. So if it's not about time, that's it. Simple, direct. And honestly, it changes everything. The most precious resource you have every single day isn't the 24 hours on the clock. It's the limited amount of mental and creative energy you have to work with. That's the thing we need to learn how to manage. So what exactly are we talking about when we say mental energy? Well, think of it like the battery on your phone. It's the juice you have for that deep, focused work, for coming up with creative ideas, for solving those really tricky problems. And here's the kicker. Just like your phone battery, it runs down with use. You start each day with a full charge, and once it's gone, it's gone. Okay, so this all sounds good in theory, right? But how do we actually use this idea? This is where we get practical. This is about stopping the fight against our own biology and instead learning how to work with our brain's natural rhythms. And here's the core scientific fact that this whole thing is built on. Your ability to think clearly isn't just a flat line all day long, not at all. It has peaks and it has valleys. It ebbs and flows based on your unique internal clock, your circadian rhythm. Now, for a lot of us, that peak might be in the morning. Then comes that classic afternoon slump, right? And then energy is lower in the evening. But look, this is just an example. The most important thing here is realizing that you have these different energy zones. Your job is to figure out when your high energy window is. Are you a morning person, a night owl? When are you at your sharpest? And all this leads to a really simple but incredibly powerful three-step method. First, you've got to be honest with yourself and figure out when you really have the most brain power. Second, look at that to-do list and find the one thing, the one big, hairy, demanding task that you keep putting off. And third, you just match them up. You fiercely protect that peak energy time and you dedicate it to that single most important task. This right here is the golden rule. It is all about strategic alignment. Instead of wasting your best brain power on clearing out a bunch of easy emails, you save it for the work that actually moves the needle. You go after the big dragon when you're at your strongest, not when you're already tired and worn out. So we've gone through the trap, the big idea, and the method. The only thing left to do now is to actually put this into practice. So let's think of this as a personal challenge, starting right now. This is where the rubber meets the road. I really want you to pause for a second and think about this. Don't let this just be some interesting idea you heard. What is the single most important brain-draining thing on your list for tomorrow? And what time, what specific block of time are you going to set aside to do it and only it? Because that right there, that's the first real step to stop managing your time and finally start leading your energy.